You might not believe this, but there's a point in your body that Buddhist monks have long considered sacred, and that modern science is only beginning to rediscover. That point is your belly button, yes, right where your life began. Ancient Ayurvedic teachings call this spot the Pachoti, a quiet center of vital energy that can be awakened with a simple nightly ritual, almost like a meditation. And here's the surprising part. Many people struggling with chronic pain, insomnia, anxiety, or low energy report deep improvements, no pills, no effort, just by honoring this small daily ritual. Of course, we're not talking about miracles. We're talking about a forgotten path, one that connects ancient wisdom with modern understanding of the human body. And when you realize what happens when you apply a specific oil to this point for just 15 seconds before bed, you may start to see your body as a temple, one that can heal from the inside out. If this resonates with you, drop a comment. I want to know the path. But please, don't scroll away, because the very first benefit you'll discover might be exactly what your body has been asking for years. Before you were born, your very first lifeline wasn't breath. It was the umbilical cord. Through it, you received everything: oxygen, nourishment, warmth. Every heartbeat of your mother echoed directly into your tiny forming body. It wasn't just a tube, it was a channel of pure life force. And even after birth, the spot where it once was on your navel remains active, a quiet center, often ignored, but never truly turned off. In Ayurveda, India's ancient science of life, this point is called the Pachoti. Tibetan monks treated it as a sacred center. They believed that by applying natural oils to the navel, they could balance the three planes of existence: body, mind, and spirit. And if you think that's only symbolic, think again. The Pachoti is an area rich in nerve endings and microvessels that connect with deep systems of the body. Not a coincidence. Biology is now confirming what the ancients already knew. Now imagine your body as an ancient temple, forgotten in time, covered in dust. The Pachoti is like the hidden entrance that turns the lights back on. All it needs is the right gesture, the right touch, the attention you've never given it. That's why spiritual masters treated it with reverence, almost like a sacred key. They would apply herbal oils, sometimes before meditation, sometimes before sleep. And they felt not just physical relief, but mental clarity, emotional balance, and an indescribable sense of inner alignment. And when we get to benefit number 1, you'll understand why this tiny point was considered sacred, even used in the secret rituals of monks. You're not here by accident. Maybe your body is trying to remind you of something your mind has forgotten. And in the next step, you'll feel why this truly works. Your gut is your second brain, but you treat it like trash. Gas, bloating, constipation, that heavy feeling no one sees, but that drains your energy, your mood, even your patience. Now imagine all of that beginning to shift with just a few drops of oil in the right place at the right time. This is not placebo. It's an ancestral practice used for centuries by healers, Ayurvedic masters, and Buddhist monks. They knew the navel, the Pachoti, wasn't just a physical spot, but a channel of activation. By applying oils like ghee, castor oil, or coconut oil here, they described a gentle warmth, gradual relief, and a real lightness in the body. Close your eyes. Picture the oil touching your skin, spreading across your belly button, slowly being absorbed. You begin to feel the warmth expand. The tightness in your stomach softens. It's as if your whole body is unlocking from within. And here's what's even more amazing. Modern studies show that the navel region is packed with nerve endings connected to internal organs. Touching this area activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for resting, digesting, and healing, which means you don't need to take anything. Your body already knows what to do. You just have to activate it. If you've ever spent days stuck with constipation, drop a comment. I want lightness. That way, I'll know how many of you are searching for relief. You don't have to wait for the next crisis. You can start tonight, right now, with a nightly ritual that takes less than 1 minute. But this is just the beginning, because while you're letting go of physical weight, in the next part, you'll hear the story of someone who overcame pain that no medication could touch with this same ancient secret. Laura used to cry every time her cycle started, not from emotion, but from pain, pain that burned from the inside, as if her body was trying to push her out of herself. She's 55. She works as a therapist, caring for people, guiding, listening, holding space. But inside, for over 20 years, she lived a silent war. Unbearable cramps, the kind that keep you from sleeping, that make your body fold in on itself, that force you to breathe deep and count the seconds until it passes, and it never really passes. She tried everything: expensive medications, strong painkillers, special diets, breathing techniques. Nothing lasted. Nothing truly healed. Until one day, during an immersion in Buddhist practices in southern India, a silent nun handed her a small vial of sesame oil warmed over low heat, and she whispered just one phrase: "Place 3 drops on your navel every night before bed and listen to your body." Laura tried it, almost without believing, but that night she slept like she hadn't in months. The second night, the pain was still there, but softer. On the third, something shifted. It wasn't just physical pain easing, it was silence in her mind, as if her body had accepted an inner embrace, a signal that finally someone was listening. She kept going every night. 3 drops, 1 minute, silence. In a month, her crises dropped from 10 to 2. In 3 months, she didn't need medication anymore. And the most surprising part, her mood changed. The irritability, that shadow that came before the pain, disappeared. Her gaze softened. Even her clients noticed, "Laura, something's different about you." She didn't become a mystic. She didn't start preaching, but something inside her woke up. And she wasn't the only one. Andre, 42, a logistics manager, was dealing with constant fatigue and unexplained abdominal pain. Long shifts, heavy workload, built up anxiety. His body felt like a battlefield. When he discovered the oil on peyote technique, he thought it was ridiculous, but he tried. 2 weeks later, he reported something unexpected. "It felt like I finally got my body to talk to itself. I woke up less tense, less inflamed, and the strangest part, I started falling asleep faster and dreaming. I hadn't dreamed in years. And here's the turning point. This practice isn't just for women. It's not only for the spiritual crowd. It's for humans who've forgotten that the body feels and speaks all the time. It's about using a forgotten point in the body as a channel of inner listening. You apply the oil, you breathe, you close your eyes, and suddenly you feel the warmth, the slight vibration, the calm, the body once at war, now at peace. Do you know someone who struggles with menstrual pain, chronic stress, or feels at war with their own body? Tag them in the comments and share this secret. You might be handing them the key they've been searching for. This isn't about miracles. It's about giving the body a chance to align with something it already knows. But you've forgotten. And this is still just the beginning. Because in the next chapter, you'll discover how this same gesture brings visible changes to your appearance, your immunity, and even the energetic vibe of the space around you. And one warning, most people stop before they reach this stage. But those who continue feel their whole body begin to bloom from the inside out. You can buy the most expensive cream in the world. Eat healthy. Take collagen. But if the root is unbalanced, your skin still looks dull, your hair weak, and your body exhausted. There's something modern beauty trends don't like to admit. Real beauty starts from within. And we're not talking about metaphors here. We're talking about bioenergy, circulation, silent inflammation, and invisible connections that shape what you see in the mirror. Now take a deep breath. Imagine warming a few drops of oil and placing it on your navel every night. Gently, with no rush. A small, almost symbolic ritual. But week after week, something changes. Your skin starts to glow. Without makeup, your hair feels stronger, more alive. Those recurring infections, less frequent. Your immunity kicks in. Your whole body feels lighter, more awake. This is no coincidence. In Tibetan tradition, the navel was considered a center of deep purification, a place where stagnant energy could be released and vitality renewed. When you care for this point, you're not just caring for the body. You're activating your invisible shield. And modern science is beginning to confirm this. Studies show that certain essential oils have powerful anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. Topical application on the navel stimulates nerve endings connected to the lymphatic system, vital for immunity and detoxification. But here's the fascinating part. What people describe goes beyond lab results. Those who practice this ritual often share things like, "My skin feels alive, like it's glowing from the inside. My face looks calmer. I wake up feeling beautiful without knowing why." As if the body, once touched with care, responds with gratitude. As if it had been waiting for years for this gesture, a ritual of reconnection, and its reflection appears in the mirror. I want to hear from you right now. What matters most in your life, strong immunity or renewed youth? Drop it in the comments. I want to see where your focus is. Now, pause for a moment. What if this simple nightly ritual could also shift your energy frequency? Yes, because in some Buddhist traditions, the Pachoti was seen as a subtle vortex, a place where fear, anxiety, guilt, and old emotional energy could accumulate. And when you activate it with intention, with oil, with presence, you're essentially releasing what no longer serves you. It's like cleaning a mirror that's been fogged up for years. The reflection was always there, just covered. And once the energy starts flowing again, everything around you seems to respond. You attract different people. You shift your field. Your body holds itself differently in the world. It's subtle, but it's powerful. And here's a warning most people aren't ready for. Benefit number one isn't about beauty. It isn't even about digestion. It touches a field few are brave enough to face, the cleansing of emotional memories. And once you discover what this activates in your body, you'll understand why this ritual was once reserved for initiates. Some secrets aren't meant to be explained, they're meant to be lived. You've made it this far. You've felt the warmth, pictured the energy, understood the wisdom of the monks and the hidden layers behind a simple touch on the navel. But now, we've reached the deepest part, the final three benefits. And the first one, number one, isn't physical, it's emotional, and for some, even spiritual. Benefit number one, the release of stored emotional memories. Did you know that trauma, emotional pain, and unresolved experiences don't just stay in your mind? They stay in the body. They're stored in subtle centers like the Pachoti, that small point in your navel where your life began. In Tibetan monastic tradition, it's believed that by applying oil to this point with deep intention night after night, you can access and release old cellular memories, stories the body still carries. Guilt, fear, family pressures, all stored away like frozen fragments of time. And here's the most surprising part. People report vivid dreams, memories surfacing out of nowhere, even spontaneous tears, as if the body was finally releasing the weight. It felt like something that had been stuck for years was finally set free, and with it came a peace I'd never known. This is the real alchemy of benefit number one, and not everyone is ready for it. That's why monks only taught the complete technique to initiates. They knew that working with the energy of the navel meant working with the very core of the soul. Now take a deep breath, because the next two benefits are almost unbelievable. Benefit number two, relief from chronic headaches and mental clarity. When the Pachoti point is activated, it directly influences the nervous centers that regulate stress, circulation, and the brain's energy flow. Monks would use this practice before long meditations. The common experience? Mental peace, sharper vision, clearer thoughts. As if the fog had lifted, imagine waking up and feeling your head light, free from tension. Imagine having focus, presence, and discernment, as if you had finally returned to your center. Benefit number three, hormonal balance. That's right. This simple gesture on your navel can support the regulation of menstrual cycles, ease symptoms of PMS, menopause, and andropause, and even help with anxiety or low libido. Why? Because when the body receives this stimulation, it naturally boosts neurotransmitters like serotonin and helps balance the endocrine system. And that changes everything. We're not just talking about sex or reproduction. We're talking about vital energy, about personal power, about rediscovering the joy of simply being alive. If you made it this far, type in the comments, "I want benefit number one." That's how I'll know who's truly ready for deep transformation, who just listens, and who really hears. A sincere warning. This ritual should never be rushed, not with just any oil, not without intention, because when it's done properly, With the right oils at the right moment, something inside you begins to awaken. But this still isn't the end, because in the final step, you'll learn how to transform this gesture into a sacred daily ritual of reconnection, with protection, with purpose, and with power. And here's the detail most people miss. They stop too soon. And because of that, they never experience the full depth of what's possible. It may look like nothing more than a thick oil, but castor oil carries the force of a plant used to regenerate the body since ancient Egypt. For thousands of years, castor oil has been part of healing and purification rituals. It's more than just a natural ingredient. It's a vehicle of inner transformation. Extracted from the Ricinus communis plant, it has powerful medicinal properties: anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, a natural laxative, and a balancing agent for the lymphatic system. When applied to the navel, it seeps gently into the skin's capillaries, activating the Pechote point, and from there spreading like a silent wave of healing. Why is it so special? Internal cleansing stimulates the liver and kidneys, supporting the body's natural detox process. Immediate relief helps ease abdominal pain, cramps, and digestive discomfort. Cellular regeneration. Rich in ricinoleic acid, it speeds recovery and combats chronic inflammation. Hormonal balance supports glandular function and promotes emotional stability. One drop on your navel each night, and your body knows exactly what to do. Always use cold-pressed, 100% pure castor oil, no additives, and never apply too much. Here, less truly is more. In the monks' rituals, castor oil was considered an oil of deep power, not only for its physical effects, but because it helped the body release what no longer belonged. The same point that once gave you life can give you back balance. Throughout this journey, you've seen how the navel, so forgotten, so overlooked, never stopped being an active channel, a center of energy, a vortex of healing, a symbolic doorway between your physical body and the more subtle fields of consciousness. This isn't just about applying oil. It's about creating a ritual of reconnection. It's about transforming a simple, nightly, quiet gesture into a moment of presence and power. Imagine this. You're about to fall asleep. The house is quiet. You warm the castor oil gently between your hands. You take a deep breath. You place 3 drops in the center of your navel. You close your eyes. You feel the warmth spreading. There's no rush, no demand, only listening. And in that small space between touch and silence, something begins to shift. Anxiety slows down, pain softens. Your skin responds, your mind clears. And the body, this body that carries everything you are, finally feels honored. This is the true secret the monks preserved. It was never just the oil. It was never just the technique. It was the intention guiding the practice. Treat the body with hurry, and you harvest imbalance. Treat the body with ritual, and you awaken the temple. And here's the thing. This ritual doesn't need an altar, because you are the altar. You are the temple, and the channel is at the center of your own body. Starting tonight, Try this for 7 nights in a row. Don't break the cycle. Don't forget. Don't make it mechanical. Just you, the oil, the silence, and your attention. 7 nights, 7 drops, 7 minutes of presence. Write it down in your journal. Set a reminder on your phone, or create a small altar. Even if it's just the bottle and a candle on your nightstand, the form doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. And remember, in Buddhism, small habits are like drops of water. Alone, they may seem insignificant. But repeated with lightness and faith, those drops become an ocean of transformation. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button as an act of gratitude to yourself. Share in the comments how your first practice felt, or how your body speaks back to you. And pass this video along to someone searching for balance. Sometimes all it takes is one touch at the right point. Here, we're building a quiet community of seekers, of awakened ones, of people who, in the middle of chaos, are finding their way back inward. Every comment you leave is like lighting a candle. Every like, a deep breath. Every share, a seed planted in the world. You are not alone. Thousands are rediscovering their own bodies through this practice. And together, we are reigniting what the modern world tried to erase. The simple, quiet, powerful wisdom of being present in your own body. But this was only the first key. In the next video, I'll reveal another ancient secret, a silent ritual once practiced by monks before meditation, to unlock stagnant energy in the home, the body, and yes, even around money. Yes, there's an ancient practice said to attract energetic prosperity, and it begins with a gesture no one ever taught you. Yet it can shift the flow around you in less than 24 hours. If you believe everything is energy, then you'll understand why this ritual must be done before the full moon. Hit the like button if you believe in the power of small habits. Subscribe and tap the notification bell. Because the next ritual only works if it's done at the right moment. Miss that moment, and you may have to wait an entire year.